Hello, welcome to this video of Tomb Raider 3 glitch tutorial. Today is going to be about River Ganges and Cave of Kaliya, which is going to be the next level. Both are very short, and Kaliya is basically one boss stage. We'll just talk about movements and stuff, so it won't be too long, so let's go. So River Ganges, you're getting out of ruins, and you have this position, and we're gonna keep completely the quad section, so I'm not gonna do any alternate road for quad section or whatever because I hate quad and I think that next tricks are easy enough so people can do it. So when you start, if you want to be quick, you can just do a back twist like this after rotating a bit, or simply if you don't like to do it, you can just turn around and do a running jump. This is really as you want, and this is important that you try to avoid those fishes. There's going to be a couple of fishes here and there. You're going to have to avoid them because they are piranhas and they drain your health really fast. And you need something like 75% of your health or drop incoming. So that's why you want to maintain your health and avoid those fishes. So you just go with the currents, try to swim in the direction of the current, avoiding the fishes. This is not really too complicated, and it's a bit RNG because fishes are never in the same spot. But if you follow the path, it's pretty straightforward and easy to avoid fishes like this. And there's gonna be a part like this part where Lara, like 95% of the time at least, will emerge randomly. It's not random, but you can't really control it. It doesn't really matter. It just for people being a bit lost with all that swimming and currents, it means that you are really close to the spot where you're gonna have to place yourself to do the glitch. That means that when you finish that place here, you can start drawing a flare because you're gonna need a flare cancel after the glitch. So this is just for you to know. And you're gonna perform a glitch. So I'm just gonna redo quickly the first sequence, even though it's really easy. So here, just telling you about where you're gonna go. Here you go right, then you follow the path, and then you're gonna go right in the next intersection. So you keep going right here, right, and here you're gonna go right, and then you keep going, and you're gonna get soon to the part where you're gonna emerge. This is the next turn here, this is gonna emerge. So that means you can start drawing a flare, and if you're not confident, you can save here and place yourself, so we're gonna do that. So how do you do that glitch? Well, first I'm going to show it to you, and then I'm going to explain it. It's actually not too hard, so this is the glitch. And it seems impressive or whatever, but trust me, it's not too hard. So what you need to do is you need to go in that tile here. So you need to go in that tile, where she kind of blocked before being trapped by a current. This is important because this is the only tile where you will stay for a couple of seconds at the same place like this. And if you can stay forever at the same place if you have a good angle, but whatever. So this is where you want to stay. And yeah, what you want to do is you want to be in this position. You don't want to stay in this position for too long because if you don't get the good angle and position, you will get pushed by the current, but you want to do it fast. But here I'm going to show it slowly. And what you want to do is you want to press, when you are roughly in that position, you want to press back and left. And what's going to happen is she's gonna move a bit like this and she's gonna glitch. So how does that work? It's pretty easy. So oops, you go to the tile first because if you don't, that will happen. So this is the easiest way to do it. So you go here, and then if you press left, you can see she's kinda, I don't know, she's kinda blocked like this, and this is the position and the thing you want. If that happens, you just need to press back, and she will emerge and do the glitch 75% of the time at least. And this is pretty good. This is if you get the good position. So if you don't get the good position, don't worry, there's backup, easy backup. So just press left for people starting, press up, down, sorry, and it will do it automatically, almost. So this is actually pretty easy. You will realize it when you practice. It's just you need to know what to do, and then it's pretty easy. So that is the 25% that I was mentioning about. Sometimes you can do it, and if you do it too fast or something wrong, that can happen. She's emerging, but she's not pushed by the current, so she doesn't go into the corner. Then you are in this spot, and you need to do a backup, which is going to be really simple. So if you do a backup, you're in this tile here, and this tile doesn't have too much current, as long as you're not here, obviously. But you want to come back to the tile here. The thing is, if you just... Please, come on. Just give it a second. Yeah. So if you just swim without pressing anything, let me show you if I can do it. So if you just press jump, that will happen, so you don't want that. So you want to press down a bit, but not too much, because that will happen if you do. So what you want to do is pretty simple. Generally, you're more like here when you fail the glitch. What you want to do is you want to press jump to swim and back. And if you do that, she's going to go forward. If you don't press back, generally she will swim without moving. That's what's going to happen. Here my position is a bit weird, so it's not doing it, but yeah. And what's going to happen is you want to press jump plus back, and you want to press right for a bit. And you're going to see that the camera is going to change a bit. Actually, wait, is it left or... Yeah, sorry, never mind. You want to press jump and back. The camera is going to switch. Actually, let me try, because... Yeah, okay. So, because... Sorry. So again, so you want to be you want to be like this, roughly. You want to have this angle and that position to be in the same position as you were to do the glitch. And to do that, what you need to do is you need to press to jump down and press right to turn. And what's going to happen is you're going to get to that position again, and you will be able to try again. So you have to do it fast. What's you have to do is you have to do it in one motion. I'm going to show you. Jump down, press right, and when the camera change, what you want to do is you want to switch from down plus right to down plus left, and then it's going to do automatically the glitch. Let me show you. As you can see, camera is changing right now, and when it's changing here, you are pressing down plus right. Now you're pressing down plus left. Of course, maintaining jump, and you will be in the same spot again and be able to do a glitch. So that's what you want to do. So again, down plus right, wait for camera to turn and switch, and you'll make it. Again, like 10% of the time, you will get again the issue you just had. So don't worry if it happens again. Try again. It will work pretty quickly, don't worry. Generally, it works like 90-95% of the time. It works the first or second try. So that's what you want to do. Press down, turn here. Press down plus right. Camera switching, switch to left, and it will do it automatically. So that is your backup if you miss the first one. And trust me, it's really easy. When you practice, you will realize it. I realize it's pretty easy. So one thing important mentioning now is that you are going to save here. You want to save here. Not because trick is hard or whatever, but because you will need this save, to do a glitch way later in the run. That will happen in London. So there is a couple of spots where you will be able to save. There are 3 main spots I'm going to mention. You will choose one of those 3, and what you will do, for example, if you have empty saves or whatever, you're going to save wherever. And if you're planning on adding another saves later in the run, what you're going to do is when you're going to save, don't forget to change your slot. Because if you erase this River Ganges save that you did, you will have to make another save later in the run. So this is important to save and to change slot at your next save. So once you've done that, there is two ways of doing the next glitch, sorry. So the first is the YOLO way. Because the flare is running out, I think I need to redo a sequence totally again. Up. So you save, up, and then you have two options. You can YOLO it like this. I can do it. Yep, like this. So that is the YOLO way. So as you can see, this is the drop that makes you lose a lot of health. And that's why you need a flare to cancel that stumble. So how do you do that? It's pretty simple. Well, the glitch is pretty simple. YOLOing it is a bit harder. But if you YOLO it, what you want to do is you want to grab, and she's gonna do a step on when she lands. You keep holding grab on forward, and you keep holding grab on forward all the way through, and you will do that. And that will work every time. If you don't press grab or forward, it won't work. She will bump if you don't press grab, for example. So this is what you want to do. So how do you do that YOLOing? So when you will glitch up, you will get in this position almost every time. There will get slight variation like this or this, but the position will remain the same overall. So what you will do is you will jump, and you will almost immediately you will land, run, and you will almost immediately jump. So you just need to hear the third step sound before jumping, and then you aim where I'm gonna show you to aim, and it will work every time. So here I heard the step sound, but it didn't work because it was a bit early. So here it will work. Up. So this is the first thing you need to work on. You need to get used to jump at the third step. On the early third step. So here it didn't work because my angle was bad, but on here it just doesn't work. And you don't want to jump at the corner like this because you won't make it. Well, here you make it because the jump was really late. But generally you won't make it because you will do extra distance compare if you jump here, and it will make it not work. So you want to jump here. You want to jump roughly from here, not from the very corner. So up might not work. Here you go. So 1, 2, 3, jump, and yeah. And what you want to do is you want to aim. So that happens if you don't press forward. So you want to aim. I'm gonna try to pause at the right time. Like this. So you want to aim here. That's where you want to aim at. So because you're doing it this way, YOLOing, moving, curving, and etc., it's impossible to show you exactly a visual point or something that will work every time because you're YOLOing, obviously, and because you're curving, don't have the same position, etc. But that's where you want to aim at. So you want to aim. What is small enough so it goes through? Whatever. So look at Lara's feet. I take the bottom of. Well, I jump to the direction of where Lara lands her feet. So basically, where the slopes are meeting, that's where you want to land, and that's where you have to aim to, and that's it. That's basically it. If you want to YOLO it, you want to aim at this spot precisely. So 1, 2, 3, up. And of course, it's important that I mention something quickly, that you need to grab to make this jump because it won't work otherwise. Also, something mentioning quickly for people playing Tomb Raider 2 and having advanced mechanics. Late grab doesn't work in Tomb Raider 3 as it does in Tomb Raider 2. In Tomb Raider 2, if you late grab, the latest you grab, the further you're gonna go. That doesn't apply in Tomb Raider 3. You can grab at the first frame or at the last frame, the distance will be the same. So what I do personally here, I late grab generally because I need to curve. And obviously, I can't curve right now if I grab it too early. So I curve to adjust my position and then I grab. That's why it looks like I late grab, because I want to make sure that it's gonna work. Also, if you aim too much to the right of a slope, that will happen. So yeah, that's basically it for the YOLO way. So 1, 2, 3. Aim at here. Up. So actually I lied a bit. Well, I didn't really lie, I just didn't realize it. But you don't want to aim exactly where the slopes meets. You want to aim a bit at the left of it. Because if you aim at the right where it meets, you might get the bad case I had a couple of attempts ago, where she didn't glitch up. So yeah, 1, 2, 3. Grab. And you're good to go. So, for people not being able to do that or not wanting to, what you can do, also, one of the advantages of saving here, by the way, is that if you YOLO and you miss it, you can reload immediately, so that's not too bad. So, for people wanting to line up or set up, so you go to the corner here. So, it's pretty, you just go to the corner. Oops. Well, that's not good, but okay, whatever. So from your spot, you just go to the corner, and what you want to do is you want to have this. Give me a second. Sorry. So you want to have this lineup. Sorry. So I let you watch this picture to take any visual point you want. There is tons of visual points. I don't use any because I personally YOLO. But what I used to do is I used to use Lara top head position, which wasn't the most efficient, but it worked for me. And there is another one. So then what you just have to do is you just step back, do a running jump forward, and grab, and it will work. So there is a lineup that I found pretty okay now. If you look at the top left, really top left of the screen, there is a kind of dark texture right here. And there is a small white dot in this texture, like here. Now it's hidden, for example, and now it's still here. So there is, it's not really white texture, but it's a bit lighter texture than the dark texture. You want to keep going until the corner is right after the lighter texture appears. So you want the light textures to be just wipe of the screen, and then you step back and you running jump forward, and you'll make it. So this is probably the best visual point. So you just sidestep, turn a bit right until it covers completely, corner covers completely this texture. Step back, do a running jump, and do the same thing. Up, up, and you keep going. So nothing much to say about it. If you don't like this visual point, you can take another one. That's what I personally do. So for example here, I can still see slightly the texture, so I need to press a bit right. Oops, need to press a bit left because I think I went too much. Yeah, okay. Now it's good. Step back, running jump, grab, hold grab and forward, and you will make it. So it really didn't work because she had a flare animation running out, so I couldn't grab. But if you do it fast enough, which is really, like, I won't say it's easy, but it's like you can't really miss. You can't really take 20 seconds to set it up because, wow, that's it. Like taking 20 seconds will be too much. But if you light the flare where I said you should want to light the flare, you're never gonna have that problem. Here, the only reason I have that problem is because I'm showing tutorials, so I'm taking a lot of time to explain, having positions and etc. So yeah. So that's basically it for this trick. So yeah, just turn here, step back, running jump, do the thing, and go here. And then you're gonna sprint. There are a couple of sequences for the sprints. So you can just sprint fully almost and just do a diving roll, jump. You can jump again taking that curve and keep going. So this is probably one of the best. You're going to that corner because you're going to do a crouch cornerback. Or you can just roll a bit earlier, do one jump only, and start having sprints here. For example, those are the two main sequences about that place. It doesn't matter too much as long as you don't bump any wall or don't take any huge curves, so don't worry too much about that, especially when you start. So as long as things like that doesn't happen, it's fine, don't worry. So that's what I personally do. Here it was a bit unoptimized, but whatever. And you want to aim at that corner here. So it's classic crouch cornerback. Position doesn't really matter. If you're here, it will work. If you're here, it will work, etc. It doesn't really matter. I recommend you to not be too much to the right, because if you do, that will happen, for example. As long as you're left enough, it will work. And if you are too much left like this, don't worry. I didn't mention yet, but if you are too much to the left, it's fine. You just crouch once. She's going to move forward. Then stop pressing crouch. So stop pressing it for a frame or something and press it again. And she'll be in this position again. And press forward again and she will glitch up. So that's a good way. If you are too much to the left, you just quickly do crouch forward, crouch forward, and it will work So that's pretty cool, and yeah, that's pretty quick. So it didn't work the last time because I didn't go enough in the corner. That's not because I did that. So yeah, so obviously it's a slightly slower, but it's better than stepping back, going back here, and etc. So if you got a position, you can just go forward here and it's fine. But yeah. Anyway, this is not too hard. And then you're going to do a setup for a really precise curve jump. You need to use the setup. You can't YOLO it. Well, you can try, but this is pretty hard. So the setup, the best way to... So the setup start from here. Setup start from here. So to get to that position, you have two choices. You can just running jump here and step back if you're not confident with sprinting. Or if you want to be slightly faster, you can, when you finish the cornerback here, you can just sprint here and you will directly land here. And the better you are at sprinting, the easiest it will be to go to the very left for you. For example, if you do this, you're almost at the very left, so you barely need to shimmy. So that's what you want to do. So how do you do that? Simple. It's simple. You just press forward and right, and you sprint at the right time, and you grab, and it's good. So just old habits, sprint, some practice, and it will be easy for you to do that. Then you want to shimmy left, and you're going to put say here. Shimmy right once, and climb. Then you're going to press jump, plus forward, plus right, and you're going to grab immediately. And it's important that you don't, you stop pressing forward and right after she starts grabbing. Like, you don't want to keep holding right when you land. Why? Because what's going to happen is that you will turn slightly, or maybe not slightly, if you land. And for example, as you can see, I turn well, it's exaggerated here. I can't speak, I'm sorry, but it can happen also if you do it very slightly or delay a bit stopping, pressing right. So when you do that kind of setup with pressing jump plus forward plus grab plus direction, you need to be careful at stopping pressing directions after she starts grabbing. Up like this. Up. You can grab, you can hold forward, it's not a problem. Problem is right and left directions. So this might take you some time to get used to that, but this, trust me, it's the fastest setup. So yeah, just press jump forward and right at the same time. Well, doesn't have to be at the same time, but most important is that you press jump before, and then you press everything roughly at the same time, and don't worry, it will work every time. It's lenient enough. And then you run until the edge, holding walk obviously because you don't want to fall. Side step left, press walk and forward once, and she will have this slight animation. Step back, one walk forward, and I'm going to show you two ways of doing the end part. You can even buffer, so you just open the inventory, close the inventory, and when it's closing, you're going to press forward and left, and you're going to do a running jump. And you're going to make it. And you hold left plus forward all the way through. So this is jump you want, by the way. So yeah, shimmy right, climb, jump forward, right, and grab, walk to the edge, side step left, press forward to have this small animation, step back, walk forward, when she stops, press buffer, and while it's closing, you press forward and left and do a running jump. Don't delay your running jump, just do a classic running jump, so wait until Lara starts running and press jump. So for the alternate way, it's pretty simple. It's exactly the same setup, except that in the end, what you're going to do is you're going to use the look button. So what's happening is that if you press the look button, Lara doesn't move whatever you press. Well, she draws guns, but it's not a movement, so it doesn't matter. So we're going to use that to avoid buffering, which takes something like a second more or something. So we're going to just look and press forward and left. And we're just going to, once we press forward and left, we're going to release the look button. And she will directly do forward and left at the same time without buffering. So that's how it looks, and it's fairly easy, don't worry. If you don't like that, you can still buffer. It's not that slower. But if you can do it, this is really good because you save a couple of seconds overall in the run, so that's pretty cool. So press look plus the directions and do your running jump, and it works every time. So that was the setup. One last time, and I will save after. Climb after shimmying right, jump forward plus right and grab, walk to the edge, side step left, walk forward, step back, walk forward, buffer or use the look inventory and press forward, left, and do a running jump. So this is it. And then you're going to do a sequence. So when you land, you're going to keep running, and you're going to jump immediately, because if you don't, well, it's not that nothing special is going to happen, but if you just sprint, for example, that will happen, etc. Overall, you can sprint or do a running jump. It's roughly the same speed here. But I prefer doing running jump personally because my sequence is more consistent in my opinion. But that's just me. So you do a running jump, and then you're gonna sprint here, and you're gonna land here on these rocks, so you get the best sequence. So why this sequence? Because, well, here it was fucked up, but if you delay too much if you delay too much the sprints and you don't dive roll early enough, that will happen. And if you try to curve right, you will die like this if you don't heal. And it's important that you don't heal right now or you don't take damage, because you're gonna need almost all your health again to make the last drop down efficiently. So yeah, so you want to sprint and dive roll pretty early, and you will all the time get to these rocks pretty efficiently, and you will be able to keep running. Because what's happening too is that if you do it too late, you will land here and you will have to do this, for example. So here it's pretty good recovery, but most of the time, what can happen is that you will kind of panic. And for example, if you're too much left, you will jump. But here, for example, that will happen. You will have to do this, you stumble here, etc. So this is like this can go to easily 10-second time loss if you miss it. So this is a bit important that you practice it. So running jump, and yeah, dive at the right time, and then once you finish the rock, you do a running jump to land here. So about one thing I'm gonna mention about number of steps. For example, before the dive roll here, I generally do I will say that I generally do 2 steps or 3 steps depending on the situation. But if you notice carefully when you will look at my sequence, she will do more than 2 or 3 steps. So I need to show you something first, is that when she sprints, she take a few steps before starting fully to sprint. But if you hear carefully, there is a downtime between step where you don't hear the steps on anymore. There is a slight cut between the moment she starts sprinting and when she's in full speed sprint. Right here. So it's like, give me a second. Yeah, that's it. So it's like she takes 3 steps to start, like here, 1, 2, 3, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically my way of counting with sprints is I don't count those first 3 steps. That's what I do. For example here, it was, for me, for my counting, it was 2 steps, even though you can hear 5 steps in the full sequence. I find it easier to spot when I sprint, so that's why I do that. If you're not confident about it, you do exactly the same counting as I do, except you add 3 steps every time that I mention the step count. Because generally I find really it's easier for some reason. It might be weird, but that's how I am. So yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, and then there is a small stop, and then she starts sprinting. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here it was 5 for some people, but for me it was 2. So yeah, so that's what I do. So for this sequence, I just do running jump, sprint for 2 steps generally, and I get to a position. If you do 3 or 4, if you do 4, that's sure you can't dive roll. If you curve to the left somehow, you might do 1, 1, 2, 3, and it will work. But generally it's 2. So it's jump, up, 1, 2, up, and you dive roll. So you want to press the jump button to dive roll at the first step, but you will hear 2 steps on because some delay. So that's all I'm gonna mention for this. So you just dive roll here, then you get down here, and once you land here, just do a running jump and you will land here every time, so you are able to roll and keep going and start your sprinting again. And you're gonna draw a flare here because you are gonna need it. Because you want to do this, which is really simple. Up, heal, and you lose all your health again, and you're good to go. So this is the sequence you want. It's fairly easy, so I'm gonna quickly go on it. It's 1, 2, 3, up, you do twists, grab, heal, flare cancels, 2 standing jump, side flip, sprint and roll immediately to get here, and roll, and you reach the end of the level. So that's how you want to do it. This is really mechanic, so this is good. So when I finish walking on the steps here, I count 1, 2, 3 steps to land here. Because if you count 2 steps sometime, you will get stumble. like this. Well, here it didn't, but sometimes it can happen. And then once I landed, I count 3 steps again. 1, 2, 3, because if you do 2, you might fall in the water, and if you fall in the water, it's rip, because piranha is gonna eat you and you can't come back for it. You grab here, you heal. If you press flare button late enough, you might get a double flare cancel like I just did. 1 flare cancel is enough, you just save 1 frame doing the second one, so it's fine. And here you just sprint and roll immediately, grab, roll, and you make it. So this is simple enough. And there is alternate sequence which save 1 second, but I'm not going to show it because it's way too complicated for beginners, so yeah. And that's pretty much it for Ganges. So you can heal earlier to think about it, but I recommend healing here to be sure that you will make it. So you take a large here and you're sure to make it. And that's it. So that's it for Kala. If you don't have meds, just slide on like I just did and do a backflip and land in the water and emerge where you're supposed to flare cancel. That's the alternate way, lose 5 seconds or something, but I guess that's worth if you don't want to reset. And then you're in cave of Kaliya. This is supposed to be a maze, but there is easy way to get your track. So just give me a second, I'm gonna show you. So in case you're lost, if you want to know where you need to go, follow the green path here. So there is the sun here, and you want to go to Tony, just follow the green path here and you will never be lost. So that's where you want to do, where you want to go. So start of the level, you want to immediately press forward and left and sprint as soon as you can. And once you reach that corner, you want to dive roll, because if you won't be able to have enough stamina to sprint all the way through. As you can see, she would walk for a couple of steps. So this is better to dive roll, but you just press forward and left, try to cut the corner as much as you can, and dive roll. And then you're gonna try to stay in that corner. You're not gonna glitch, you're just gonna crouch, press forward once, press gun again so you get out immediately and be able to keep running. So for some reason here I had trouble, but yeah, that should work. If you're not confident about that, you can just crouch and go forward. It will be the same, don't worry. So if you're not confident, you can just 1, 2 and climb here. So this is pretty simple. So here I'm gonna stumble. No, okay, never mind. So yeah, go forward, up, draw a flare if you want to. So if you follow my flare path, this is the most optimal flare result for now. And if this is important that you keep one for Nevada, because you're gonna need perpetual flare cancel. Because to do a perpetual flare cancel, you actually need to have a flare. So then you go here, crouch, 5 crouch, and then you turn. You get back down here, and you're gonna flare cancel here. And then I'm gonna explain to you what I explained in the introduction, that if you bump against wall, you will turn faster. So here it happened. You maybe didn't see it because it wasn't too obvious, but here it happened. So the reason I managed to do that sequence efficiently, here you could clearly see it. At the first turn, you can see that I hit the wall. So she bounced back and she was able to cut the corner really rough. If you don't hit the wall, that won't happen. If you don't hit the wall, that will happen. You will get a stumble or maybe a small bump like this in some time, depending on your sequence. But if you touch the wall like this, she will bump rougher and she will be able to bounce and be able to keep sprinting. So this is really important that you need to learn that, to bump the wall like I just did, because this level is full of that. So yeah, if you don't bump against the wall, like I will try to do, like this, that will happen. And you will lose a bit of time. But anyway, so what you want to do, trajectory is simple. You just go left all the time until the crouch space. So yeah, this is the path. For the first one, when you drop down, you just go left all the time. Go to the crouch space, go to the left again. Get out of it. And once you get out of it, now you want to go right all the way through too. So first time it was all the way to the left, and now you're going to sprint all the way to the right, bumping walls like I'm just doing like this. And then you're going to have to turn left, and then you're good. So that's what you want to do, and this is a small way of reminding how to do it. Just press right. You need to go right all the time. So if you bump the wall, it would be way easier to not stumble like this. And if you don't bump wall, this will be really hard. Oops, wow, that's not what I forgot where I wanted to go because I'm not used to not bump. Oops. So I'm so used to bump. Here it's really hard actually to not bump against the wall. Because the way it's done, you need to go right all the time, so you will bump eventually. But yeah, if you don't bump, it will be way harder to get your sequence most perfect way. So you just hit the wall. So here it was here I was almost in front of the wall, but yeah. Anyway, this is something you want to practice, hitting the wall to get better trajectory. And yeah, so this is just something you want to practice. Draw a flare here, sprint a bit, get here, grab if you want, flare cancel, and sprint all the way through. You have enough stamina if you drop down this way. Crouch as fast as you can, so you avoid being crushed by the boulder. And be prepared to face the best boss of the game, which is Tony, which used to be really bad. But now it's easy because of the Japanese version. So if you get exit of crouch space from here the soonest possible, you might hit the ground and get a stumble here. So you don't want to. So yeah, I'm just gonna show you quickly. Then you roll, you do a backflip, and well, actually you do back twist. Sorry. So if that happens, you do roll, back twist, and even if you get a stumble, don't worry, it's still faster than taking the stumble. So that will happen rarely. Generally, you will get out more like here, and it will be enough to do a standing jump and keep running forward like this. And you won't get any stumbles. So that's generally what happens, and it's pretty cool. If you get out too late, like here, you will bump against the wall here, and yeah, you will have to do the same thing as previously. So yeah. But if you get out of the right time, you will get that sequence smoothly. You can add a running jump if you want, slightly faster. I know it's about Tony, but time to mention Tony. So, if you play Japanese version, Tony is super easy. I'm gonna show you what you need to do if you play the European version. Okay, so I stopped the video and now I'm back because I messed up Tony thing because I haven't done that for a while because I don't use European version anymore. You will see the difference with Japanese. But in European version, that will happen this way. You will have two pathing for Tonys. One where he shoots you fast. One where he shoots you slow. You realize what I mean soon. So, oops, well, that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to just keep running like this. So you go to the grenade launcher here. Easy. You roll to it, grab it. And then here it's important, depending how he reacts here when he turns to you, you will have to do two different things. So here, for example, as you can see, he's not firing immediately. He turns, and then he's throwing balls, fireballs. Then you can, it means it's a slow spawn Tony, so you can go directly to a pickup and go to a platform and do sidestep here. Why do you want to do sidestep here? Because if you don't do sidestep here, there is more chances that Tony will send you on fire on the platform. That's it. So that is slow Tony spawn. I call it slow, but don't know if it's really slow or not, whatever. But that's how I call it. So if it turns slow, just like this, for example. Oh, it was maybe fast here. Because I was picking it, didn't pay attention. Yeah, it was definitely fast. Yeah, so as you can see, it was slightly faster. It's noticeable. Don't worry, it's noticeable. If you compare to the two things I just did, you will notice the difference with experience, trust me. So here, for example, it's really slow, so I can go directly. And I will show you what happens if I get fast one, but I didn't for now. So as you can see, this is really consistent that I don't get set on fire. Oh my god, okay, whatever. So I hope I will get a fast one here. Of course I won't get a fast one in the next 10 minutes, that's how it goes. Yeah, that's slow one again. So as you can see, it's really slow. Oh my, can't. Save is not well positioned for my habits. Whatever. Okay, let's keep going. Grab this. It's gonna turn. So here it's fast. As you can see, it's fast because it didn't stop looking at you for a second or something. So it means it's fast. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna jump here, wait for half seconds, and you're gonna go normally to this, and you're gonna be able to avoid fire. I'm gonna show you why you want to stop for a second, because if you don't, the timing will be wrong and those things will hit you. So here it didn't because I'm lucky, because I think I took an extra step here. Yeah, here for example it might do it. Up. Oh my god, I'm lucky. But if so here it's incredibly lucky, but like 95% of the time, if he has fast shooting, if you don't stop, you will get set on fire 95% of the time at least. Also, maybe by my save and reload affects it. That's maybe something. Yeah, so that's what's supposed to happen in general. But if you wait, well, oops, so up. Don't texture glitch. So if you wait a bit here, or actually maybe it will fail here. I'm not sure. No, okay, good. You can also wait after you pick up the grenade launcher. It's as you want, or you feel confident about it. Especially prefer stopping here and then pick up the thing. This is really as you want. And then you go here and kill him. And you sidestep, because this is the way to avoid getting set on fire. And here I was set on fire because I was a bit unlucky, but yeah. Overall, you will get a bit unlucky and Tony fast spawn, to be honest, because this is not the best ones. An important thing, once you kill it, you kill him, it's better to be in the diagonal of a tile. Why? Because, I'll try to show you, because before vanish. Yeah, it vanished already. Why? Because if you are here, you will be blocked by an invisible Death Tony animation. That kinda is a problem. So here it's not the case. I don't know why. Maybe because I saved actually. But if I don't save, I'm gonna try to show you. I'm gonna try to kill him before. Okay, let's go. So yeah. So first enjoy your grenade launcher. So okay, well, never mind. Well, it's if you stay in this spot. It's maybe because actually I got grenade launcher, so I have delay. So yeah, if you are in the wrong spot, what will happen generally is that you will try to move forward, but you will be blocked a bit to go to the artifact to be by a invisible whatever it is. But if you are diagonal, oh my god, texture glitch please. If you are diagonal to the tile, you will never get that problem. You will be able to pick it up instantly like this. Every time. So that was Cave of Kaliya for European version. I'm gonna show you now about Japanese version, which is way easier and faster also. So for Japanese, just jump here or not, and shoot him from here with pistols. And you don't move and wait. And you're gonna wait until he's shooting a fireball on the ceiling. And when he will do that, we'll just run to him, shooting him. And that's all you have to do. Like this. Then you jump here, and he's gonna run up. And then you can just sidestep here and pick up the artifact. So as you can see, this is way easier, and this is faster, so what do you want? So yeah, this was Kaliya Tony for Japanese. So I have absolutely nothing else to say about that for this version. Just wait until fireballs are also on the ceilings, are almost in the ceiling. Go to him and just... Oops. Oh, I'm blocked here. Interesting. Whatever. I think it's because I was too much to the corner. And grab the artifact, and it's done. And Kaliya is over. So that's gonna be it. Next level is gonna be Nevada. So we do, in my route and in almost everyone route, we do particular order of Nevada first, London then, and then South Pacific. There is a reason for that, not only for ammo. There is of course Desert Eagle ammo, which is going to be important, but there might be a faster way, a faster route, which could be London, Pacific, Nevada. Maybe, we don't know that, but there is something important you have to do, something important you have to know if you route. To do one trick, which is going to happen in Madubu, that I will explain when we get there, you will need to do London before South Pacific. I will explain to you when we get there, but that's the way we're gonna do the order. So for the order will be Nevada first, because we'll lose our ammo for this route, then London, and then Pacific, because we need to do London before Pacific to do one trick. And that's it. Thanks a lot for watching. If you have any question, ask in the commentary, whatever, and hope you enjoy, and see you next time.